Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. But before we actually start, I just want to say I am so glad today is Friday. I hope you guys are having a good Friday, or whenever you see this, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. So today's video is going to be a little bit different on what I usually do. So in my last video, I unboxed the Your Nail Lab box for the month of September, and it came with these press-on nails, and I usually don't really use the press-on nails that I get from Makartt. So I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit, and I wanted to use them. So I just wanted to do a video on nail prep and how to make press-ons last. It's very different from what I usually do because, as you can see, like from the start, these press-on nails are really small to me personally. These are like super short, and yeah, this is what they look like. I really love the little simple minimalistic design they have on them. On the back we have a little message. Feel free to pause and read if you would like to, and then it also has some instructions. But let's just go ahead and open this up so I can show you what the package comes with. So not only does it comes with the actual nails, it actually comes with like basically everything you would need to prep your nails if you were to like just do them by yourself. Even if you don't have like all of the tools to do your nails at home, once you buy this, you are good to go. So first up, we have these little sticky tabs here. Now these are just for like temporary wear. So if you want to make them last, I would recommend you not use them. But if you just wanted to wear them for like 1 or 2 days, then feel free to go ahead and do so. Then we also have this little file here to like buff over your nails. That was honestly the smallest nail file I have ever seen in my entire life. Then we also have some nail glue. And then also we have an alcohol pad. This is to disinfect the nails or to clean the surface, dehydrate. Then we also have a wooden pick, which will be used as a cuticle pusher. And I went ahead and took the gloves off my right hand because I'm going to be doing these for today's video. I haven't done this hand in a very long time, so I thought why not. And I'm just going to be leading that into step 1. So this is going to be like a step-by-step video. Step 1 is to size the nails to fit your nail bed. So when you're sizing out your nails, you want to make sure that these nails fit sidewall to sidewall. Make sure that they fit the cuticle area right, and just make sure that they fit. So I did speed this up because I wasn't really in frame that much, but I did want to just let it play out. So when you are sizing your nails, if you have a nail too big or too small, always go with the bigger nail. That way you can just file it down, because if you go with the smaller nail, it's not going to be able to like cuff the nail right. It may cause lifting because it's going to expose your natural nail bed, and you don't want that. So always go with the bigger nail and just file it down, which also leads me into step 2. Customize the nails to fit better, but only if you need to. So if the nails fit perfectly, don't mess with them. I know sometimes you may have to, because some of the nails kind of fit square, and if your nail bed is round, then it's gonna overlap the skin, and that's gonna also cause lifting because the nail really won't be glued to anything. So if you see the nail overlapping the skin, go ahead and take a hand file and just file it down until it fits perfectly on the nail. So that's just what I did for all of them. The main one that needed to be filed was my ring finger, because I did have to use a bigger size. I used the same size I did for my index finger, but you know, the ring finger is slightly smaller, so I did have to go in and do that. And then also on the rest of them, I just wanted to remove that squareness from them so they fit my nail perfectly how I wanted them to. Doing this type of video was very different for me, but I also had a lot of fun. So hopefully, if you are having trouble with press-on nails or like just prep in general, I really hope this helps you out. I know this may not be like perfectly instructed, but these steps will really help, which I will be getting to like once I finish sizing out my nails. So going into the next step, this is the most common thing you hear when doing nails. Step 3 is to push back your cuticles with a cuticle pusher. I decided to just use my own cuticle pusher. I didn't want to use the wooden stick. I don't know why, I just didn't want to use it. So taking my cuticle pusher, I'm just gently pushing back all of my cuticles. So I will be showing one nail in real time, and then the rest I'll just speed up, because this actually took a little bit more time than I thought it was gonna take. But I really wanted to like show all of the nails just so that I can give you a good example and just demonstrate. And I just wanted to mention that just because I do realize like now the rest of the nails kind of look a little bit aggressive, but I'm really taking my time and doing this. And then also the next step, so once you finish pushing back your cuticles, the cuticle pusher is gonna have a little scrapey on the end of it. So this step is optional. It's just to scrape up the rest of the dead skin around your cuticle area. And the reason I say this is optional because the next step I'm going to show you guys, it basically does the exact same thing. It's just a little bit more, I guess. So basically that same step is to take a cuticle remover bit, and this one is from Makartt. I will have it linked down below. So taking my e-file, step 4 is to lift and remove the cuticle from the nail plate. And basically this just gets up all of that cuticle off the nail plate and lift your cuticle, which will be prepping for the next step. I do have to turn my nail file in reverse because I am using my left hand to do this. Using this on my right hand and forward, it basically will not be doing anything. So you have to make sure that you turn it in reverse. And also I do apologize for the weird hand movements because like I said, I am using my non-dominant hand and it was very difficult to kind of do this, to hold my hand properly and comfortable, because yeah, I didn't want to like hurt myself or so I do apologize for that, but that is the next step. And I can't really tell from the screen, but I was working around 4,000 to 6,000 RPMs. You want to make sure that you use a very low speed, always on the natural nail plate, because you don't want to damage your nails or cause any tenderness that will lead to more problems. So for the next step, you're gonna need some cuticle nippers, and step 5 is to remove all of the dead skin. So this is actually one of my trouble areas. I don't really know like how to do this properly, or I just can never do it. Something that I need more practice in, but you want to make sure that you try your best and do it like to the best of your abilities, because it is gonna help make your nails last longer and look fresher. And also make sure when you are doing this, make sure that your nail nippers are very sharp, because if they are dull, you will have a lot of problems, which was my problem with my old one. This is actually a new one that I just opened in a PR package. That's going to be my next video. So make sure that you have my post notifications on, because it's going to be an exciting one. So yeah, make sure that you are being very careful and just make sure to cut all of that dead skin from around the cuticle area. There is another tool that you can use. I don't really know the name of it, but I have a few of them from like previous kits and everything. I do feel like this is more effective, but the other one would be a little bit easier, I guess, if you are having trouble using cuticle nippers. And so make sure you don't skip the previous step, because the cuticle remover bit just lifts up everything that you need to cut away, which is why it's very important to do so. And here's how the nails look after that step. Like, they look so ugly right now, but the next step is gonna help out a lot. So next we're gonna take a cuticle ball bit, and we're gonna put that right into the nail drill, and we're just going to go over the cuticle to remove any excess dead skin. And I don't really know like how to explain this, but this is just going to like fix that area up, remove all of that jagged skin, and just polish it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. And this cuticle ball bit, you can go over the skin, it doesn't hurt at all, but still make sure that you are working at a low speed so that you don't cause any damage. And personally, I think the cuticle ball bit is like the most satisfying drill bit that I use. Like, obviously I know it's not the correct term, but it just polish everything up and just have it looking so much more nicer, and you can already tell it's doing its job. It's always important not to skip over these steps. All of these drill bits can be found on Amazon, so all you need to do is just type in that name of drill bit on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. So the next step, you're gonna need a mandrel drill bit, and if you don't know what this is the drill bit that you put sanding bands on. And for the sanding band, you're gonna need a fine grit sanding band, because you will be working on the natural nail plate. You don't want anything other than a fine grit sanding band. So we just pop that right on just like that, and then we also just insert it right into our nail drill, lock it in place. So just a little tip, If you don't want the sanding band to be as sharp, if you don't want to like cut yourself, you can just take a hand file and just go over that with the sanding band just to kind of dull out the corners so that it's not as sharp. And you also can do this with a hand file as well. Just take it and file it against another hand file, and that is called seasoning. I think that's the name of it. One time I tried to remember and I was just totally wrong, but that is called seasoning the nail file. It just basically dulls down and prevents it from being so sharp to where you cut yourself or file the skin too rough. And with this sanding band, I'm gonna go over like the cuticle area just once more. It's not really necessary, but I like to do that anyway. And then I'll also remove the shine from the natural nail plate. You can also use a hand file for this. You can use a 100 or 180 grit nail file. So keep in mind, the higher the number, the lower the grit is gonna be. That will always trip me up like when I first started, because if you think about it, it's kind of backwards. The lower the number, the more coarse it's gonna be, but the higher the number, the less coarse it's gonna be. Like for some reason I always thought that was like so backwards. And the same with like nail tips, the higher the number, the smaller they are. Like I don't know, like that's just so weird to me. But always make sure that you are working with 100 or anything higher so that you don't damage your nail plate. You can also use a buffer as well. So those are two other options if you don't have a nail drill, and if you are scared to use the e-file when doing this, you can use a buffer or you can use a regular hand file. And removing the shine is important when making your nails last long, because the nail products will not stick to anything shiny, or it will stick and it will have a hard time like continuing to stick, I guess, because you can think of this step like water and oil. It will not mix. So basically you want to dehydrate the nail and just remove all of that surface shine and all of the oils from your nails, which kind of leads us to the next step, which is step 8, which is to remove all of that dust. I did take a dust brush, which is one option, or you can just use some alcohol and just go over all of the nails to cleanse them. And so the next step, I have some dehydrator and primer. These are the most common used ones, and this is also very crucial into making your nails last longer. These are the Mia Secret brand. You can find these on Amazon as well. So step 9 is to dehydrate the nails. This is going to further remove all of the oils and just make sure that the nail plate doesn't have any oils and anything shiny on them. And I think it's so satisfying when seeing the dehydrator works, because I love it when it goes from like that wet surface and you can just see it basically sucking up all of that oil and just really drying out the natural nails. And this is exactly what you want when you are trying to make your nails last. Like just look at that, that is so satisfying. Like there it goes, it's just sucking up all of that oil. And yeah, I think this part is so satisfying. And after this step, we are finally done with working on the natural nails. So we have our natural nails prep, which leads us to step 10, option 1. You can either etch the underside of the press-on nail, and this is again just going to remove all of that shine. As you can see, like the contrast, I'm going to show it a little bit better here. You can see like the top of the nail, how it's really shiny. And then once I go in with the sanding band, it just removes all of that shine, and that's exactly what you want, because you want the nail to be like free of any oils of shine so that it's able to adhere and stick better. So I'm gonna do this to 3 nails because I'm gonna show you another option, and you can pick and choose and decide which one is best for you. And it's super easy. This is also very satisfying. So the second option, I'm going to be taking the primer, and I'm just going to apply primer to the nail. I don't really know like how to explain this, but you know it's working when you can like feel and squeeze the nail and you can feel the nail kind of breaking down. Basically you're just priming the nail to be applied, and it really works. So yeah, that's another option if you don't want to etch the underside of the nail with the nail drill. Both options are very easy to do and it doesn't take long at all, but like I said, you can pick and choose which one you would like to do. Or if you really want to like go in and prep them, you can just do both by etching the nail first and then applying primer. And then once you have done all of that, you just want to make sure that these nails are free of dust, because it is time to apply these nails. And I'm super excited because I love the way they came out. So I'm just making sure all of the dust is removed, because if you apply them with dust underneath, it will cause like little pockets that water can get into, which will cause lifting, and you don't want that. So the application option 1, you can just use some regular nail glue. At first I used to use KDS nail glue when I first started, but since I discovered this Kiara Sky Stick It glue, this has been the one I love so much. It works really good. So you just want to apply some inside the press on nail and start at the cuticle and work it down. I did have an air pocket in the first nail, but I guess that's okay. A tip for this, you want to make sure that you spread all of the glue out over where like the whole entire nail is gonna be. So as you can see, this one worked a little bit better, and you just want to hold it down, press it against there for a few seconds, and then you have that. So when it comes to air pockets, I guess the air pockets is okay only if they are like in the middle. So that is the first option. The next option, I'm going to be taking an acrylic brush and some clear acrylic, and this is option 2, where you can apply them using clear acrylic. And I did notice I used the glue on the ones that I used primer on, and then I used the clear acrylic on the ones I filed and etched the inside. So basically you just want to take a little bit just like that. You don't want it to be super watery because you will get a lot of spillage, but you also don't want it to be dry either because it will just like not really stick well on the nails. So you want the bead to be wet enough to where when you press it onto the nail, it's able to spread out on the entire surface, but you also want the bead to be a little bit drier so that you don't have a lot of spillage, and that will also cause lifting. You don't want this to spill over the skin because it will start to lift. And I know a lot of people have been using this method like recently to apply press on nails, and I do feel like this way is a lot better because it minimizes the air bubbles and it just sticks better because acrylic is just like really strong. It has that really strong adhesion, and as long as your nails are prepped right, I do feel like it will work a lot better than the nail glue. And this is also very satisfying because if the bead is perfect, you can just like see like where the entire bead just kind of spreads over the nail, kind of like the après method. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing to apply them. And also like with the air pockets, just a little tip, I guess air pockets are okay, but only if they're like in the middle of the nail, as long as you have like the entire edge of the nail sealed. That way the water doesn't have any areas to get underneath the nail. So I guess air pockets are okay only if they're in the middle, but I will recommend just try to eliminate them and minimize as many air pockets as possible. And just like that, we have our nails applied, and that step only took less than like 4 minutes. Like, I kid you not. The main thing that took most of the time is showing like basically all of the nail prep, but applying them, it took no time at all. And if I was to do both hands, it would probably take like 8 minutes to apply all 10 of my nails. Very quick and easy process. And this step is also optional. I wanted to go around my cuticle areas just to kind of flatten out that area and have it a little bit more flush. And once I do that, I'm just going to remove all of that dust, and basically I am done. So I'm going to be taking my favorite top coat, which is the final step, is to add a gel top coat or decorate with nail art. And you can add anything to your press on nails. You can add charms if you want to, rhinestones, glitter, nail art. Basically just do what you want to do, but I do feel like adding a top coat over the nails just give it a better look and a better finish. So that's just what I'm going to be doing. I'm gonna top coat all of my nails and cure for 60 seconds in my light. And once I was done curing my nail light, I did pull out like these little caviar beads and some black rhinestones. I was gonna try to do like something around the cuticle area, but just adding those two, I can already tell I wasn't gonna like it, so I just removed that. And then I'm just gonna be adding some cuticle oil, and we are done applying these nails. The cuticle oil I'm gonna be using for this set is the Balm Nails Rose Cuticle Oil. It smells so good and it's so nourishing. I love this one. I have it linked down below along with my discount code if it's still valid. But I'm just going to be rubbing this in and moisturizing and nourishing my cuticles, and I will show you guys what the finished nails look like. So after rubbing in the cuticle oil, this is how my nails turned out. And like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I absolutely love how they turned out. Maybe because I haven't really done my right hand in a while, it just looks like really different to me. Like, I really love how they turned out, and I really love the minimalistic design on these press-on nails. Like, I really love them, and I believe it shocked me because like usually I go for my longer nails and I don't really use short press-on nails like that, but these are like really pretty. And since I do like them a lot, I actually might keep these on for as long as I can, or just to like see how long the prep lasts, and I will update you guys in other videos. And Makartt has other designs of press-on nails and length as well. I will have these linked below, and also the Makartt website. You can use my discount code, which is also linked down below. I think this was a little bit different from what I usually do on my channel, but hopefully I could help you out. Let me know if anything I mentioned or explained will help you apply your press-on nails and just help you with prep in general. So yeah, I love them. Let me know what you guys think about this nail set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.